Hey TechKnowStuds! One of the attributes that we can turn on a file is called compression. Compression allows us to shorten or squeeze or shrink the size of a document. So in this lesson, let's get into what compression is and take a look at it. Now, I will bring up there are a lot of different ways we can do compression. I'm going to just show you one example of a way that we can do compression, and that's with duplicate information. For instance, right here we have a document that has a lot of repeated values in here. Well, what can happen is we can compress this and somehow just say, instead of ASDF space, so on and so forth, is it'll actually count how many of these that we have and just say, well, it's going to be 20 times ASDF or something to that effect. But now you can see we can store a lot less data rather than storing all of this. Usually we do some sort of compression on graphics, and I'm going to show you an example of that. Here's a bitmap. A bitmap is true to its size. That means there's no compression here. And for this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pixels across. And then up and down, there are 16 pixels. So we've got a total of 12 times 16 pixels, which equals 192 pixels. If we are storing data on the color of each one of those pixels, and it takes 24 bits, then what we have right here is 4,608 bits to represent this picture right here. But the thing is that we just have 4 colors that are showing here. We have some variation of blue, of like a red, a green, and like a yellowish orange color there. So we've got these different colors right here. And what we could do is we could just narrow this down to, let's say 0001, 1011, and we specify these colors somewhere else. Well, now we can represent each one of these pixels with just 2 bits. All we need is 2 bits rather than 24 bits. Well, what is that now? Well, if we take 192 times 4, and 4 times 192, calculating it out here, that is 768 bits. So considerably less than our 4,608 bits. That is a type of compression that we could do on graphics to make it smaller. That is not the primary way that we usually compress graphics, but that just gives you a representation of how we can compress graphics. All right, I'm on my demo machine here, and I'm going to show you a couple ways we can actually do compression. Number one, I can just right-click on this document and go into Properties. And in the Advanced tab here, we have this compress. So we could do the compression and just turn that on. So that's an attribute that we can turn on. So then it will shrink this document. The other way that we could do this is if I right-click on here, I can create new, and I can do a new compressed zipped folder. So I create this compressed zip folder. I'm just going to call this, how about compression? And now anything that I want to compress, I can drag into there. So I can drag these documents into there, and then it will compress those documents. So that's another way that it can create this compressed document. And you can see these documents inside there now.